Hey guys, it's Sean from Engines and Elbow Grease. Today I have a different video coming out on the Prius. As some of you may know, I have a 2010 Toyota Prius 2. I've been having an intermittent issue where the hybrid battery warning is coming on. Interestingly enough, it has nothing to do with the hybrid battery, but it is actually the electric water pump for the engine that's going bad. It keeps throwing a P261B, which is for the engine electric water pump. And that is a code that most of the time you can just kind of clear and get away with dealing with for a little bit. Mine, it's happened a handful of times. It's getting more and more often now. It happened once to me months ago, and I put thousands of miles on the car before it happened again. So I've decided to put a water pump in it, and I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. You may be having a similar issue with your Prius. It's a pretty known issue if you look around on the forums and online. So I'm going to give you a step-by-step how-to on how to do this. It is really not a bad job at all. So let's start draining some coolant, taking the air box off, and we'll get to it. This is our vehicle of choice, 2010 Toyota Prius. Nothing crazy, pretty basic. Water pump is right here. I don't know if you can see it down there. It's right there. So that whole assembly down there is the water pump. You'll get a better look at it once we get this air box out. This is the first thing we got to do. So we're going to start by taking both of these off. These are both 10 millimeters. You also have to take this bolt out right here. This holds the inlet here on. So we just got to take that out real quick as well. Don't lose your hardware. All right, you can kind of pull that hose out of this little holder here. And we can pull this inlet up past here, barely, and then it just pulls out right there of the air box itself. Take that whole mess out. This is the water pump. A lot easier to see. So what you're gonna do now, you're gonna disconnect this plug. There we go. Right there, no problem. And then we're gonna take this coolant cap off, and we're gonna start draining the coolant. Coolant drain for these is all the way down here on the left-hand side. This is probably the hardest part, getting to this drain down here. So we'll get started on that, see how that works. All right, so I can barely get to the drain from here because of the driveway and the height of the car. So what I'm gonna do is position the drain pan under here and open the valve from the top. But to do that, I have to take this air box out. So I loosen this hose clamp here, which is where the top of the air box goes. You've got your mass airflow sensor connector right there. Just take that off. A couple of clips here. Right there and right there. This whole top pulls off. Take your air filter out, and then you've got a screw here, screw there, and one screw right here. And then this hose can just kind of come off, come over there, and then this whole box comes out. Now that box is out, you should be able to get to the drain right down through there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's that white little piece right there. So we're just going to turn that a couple turns out. That hole right there. There's the white piece right there. That hole right there. There's the drain goes right through that hole. So we're going to put our drain pan under there, under that hole, and that's just going to drain the cooling system out for us. So we've got our drain pan here. we're gonna reach down in here to get on the petcock, which I can't really film, but I can feel. I'm loosening it, you can hear it. And it's draining right into our drain pan. Perfect. We'll let that drain, and then we'll start taking this water pump off. All right, now that our coolant is drained here, this is just residual on the bottom that's below where the feed is. So coolant is all drained into the bucket down there, you can see. So now we've got 5 12mm bolts. We got one here, got one here, one there, one right here, which you can't really see. It's just right under this little lip here. And then there's one all the way down on the bottom. That one I already got out. This is what it looks like. And I find that a deep 12mm on a 3/8 is the perfect length for this. An extension is too long. You hit the frame rail. The short socket is not long enough to touch. So we're gonna go ahead and break all those free, and we'll come back once the water pump is loose and ready to come off. All right, so I'm just getting ready to take out the last bolt here. These are all, well, they're not all. There's 2 different lengths of bolts, 3 short and 2 long. So I will show you when we go to put the new one on which lengths go where. It's pretty self-explanatory if you just look at the pump and the engine though. All right, this is just falling off, so there we go. There's all your bolts. There's your water pump. And just like that, we have our water pump out. Go ahead and show you the new pump, and then we'll get this new one put in. All right, so we got our new pump here. I got this one from Napa. The part number right here, 41500E. Now, disclaimer, normally I would not buy just a store brand pump. That's not gonna happen. But I did some research, and this pump is an ASIN pump. That is Napa's store brand is an ASIN pump. It's rebranded as a Napa pump. But look right there, it's an ASIN pump. The ASIN pump is the exact same pump, pretty much, from what I have seen, read, and heard, as the genuine Toyota pump. So the ASIN pumps are the absolute go-to for these engines. Here's your pump. Put your gasket in here. Make sure it's all flat and great. And then you're gonna put it in there and start your bolts by hand first and then tighten them down. I'm gonna show you the order in which these bolts go. I'll show you on the pump here. So the pump sits in the engine like this, okay? So your bottommost bolt, this one right here, is short. So we're gonna work our way around clockwise and from top to bottom. Short, long, long, short, 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 long, long, short, short. Make sense? Good. Put your pump in, start all your bolts by hand, tighten them evenly and progressively, and then we'll get to refueling the coolant. All right, we have our new pump in, all the bolts are tightened down. We can go ahead and plug our pump in. And I just want to mention, before you guys say anything about me not disconnecting the high voltage battery, hybrid battery, this runs off 12 volts and it's unplugged. You're gonna be fine. Don't freaking worry about it. If it doesn't have an orange cable going to it, it's not high voltage, like this. And this one to the air compressor. This is 12 volts. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You're good. That's plugged in. We're gonna go ahead and start filling our vehicle up with coolant. We're gonna fill the bottle about halfway, and we're also gonna start the car and put the heat on max. Now, putting the heat on max on these makes these water pumps run all the time. Therefore, it's gonna circulate the most amount of coolant, and we can help burp the air out through the overflow line. I'm gonna put my airbox on first. I already tightened the petcock underneath there. So we can go ahead and put our airbox on here, plug in our MAF sensor so that we can run the car. I'm gonna leave the ductwork out for now because it'll run just fine without it, just because I want to be able to check this water pump and everything. So we're gonna put the airbox back on, and then we're gonna fill it up with coolant about halfway, and then we're gonna start the car, put the heat on max, and let this thing bleed. All right, so the engine's running. We got the heat rather on full blast all the way up. As you can see, the engine is running because I'm commanding it on. You can hear this pump is running. That's getting warm, it feels good. It's sucking down the coolant. I just had it filled up to this line right here. You can see it's still sucking it down. When you're doing this, guys, make sure you're buying like this, anything like this, Napa Asian Red, or like the Xerox stuff. It's important. You have to have this proper coolant. So make sure you buy this stuff. It is a little more expensive, but you have to have it. So we'll keep topping this up. So the engine is now shut off. It's up to temperature, but this pump is still whirring away. Sounds nice, quiet, no noise. Still pulling coolant down. I've filled this up probably twice now. And we're gonna wanna fill this right here. I don't know if you can see, probably won't focus, right there. There's a full line right there. It's right at the top of this pretty much. We're gonna wanna fill it up to there once it's up to operating temperature and this level isn't falling anymore, which it honestly looks like it isn't. It's right at the low line. Heater hoses are nice and hot back here, upper heater core. Lower radiator hose. Good. Looking good. All right, guys, well, that's it. I just I monitored my engine coolant temperature with my Carista app. I can look at all my PIDs on there with my VPAC LM327 adapter, and coolant temp sitting right at 190, 195. Heat's working great. So just like that, it's done. This was really not a bad job. If you guys are at all mechanically inclined and you have a 2010 to 2015 Prius, I believe, maybe even later than that, they all have the same water pump. The dealership's probably gonna charge you $1,200 to $1,500. The pump was $250, and then the coolant was 20 bucks. So, I mean, you're talking, I think it was just under $300 for tax. So, and it took literally, even with me filming all of this for you, not editing, but filming all of the clips that you're gonna see in this video, an hour and a half tops, probably less. Super easy job to do. Don't be afraid of it. It's super easy to do. Just follow the steps I gave you. It's a very simple and easy job to do. And fix it yourself, pat yourself on the back, have a beer. Your day just became 10 times better, and you saved yourself a bunch of money while doing it. Just like that, it's the end of another video. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like and comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. I appreciate it very much, and we'll see you all in the next video. Thanks.